men's 60 meters. And those block start practices were working pretty well during the week, and look at him take the win here.
Tyreek Hill has just delivered a performance that defies belief, and what's been revealed has left sports observers across the country stunned. The Miami Dolphins receiver stands as one of the most explosive athletes in professional sports, making his recent track triumph particularly satisfying to witness. The revelation involves not only his catastrophic destruction of professional sprinters, but also the complete humiliation of Olympic champion Noah Lyles, prompting the entire athletics community to finally acknowledge this systematic dominance after witnessing one of the most shocking crossover performances in sports history. The context begins at the Last Chance Sprint Series, where Hill was expected to compete respectably against track professionals, but instead delivered earth-shattering evidence of his world-class speed. The 31-year-old NFL superstar recently faced the reality of not competing in track for 13 years, since his official 100-meter personal record of 10.19 seconds from 2012, and announced his intention to prove his elite sprinting credentials against legitimate competition. This inflammatory performance escalated expectations, particularly when Hill laced up his track spikes and ran an official 100-meter dash that would silence all critics forever. The track and field world has been questioning Hill's sprinting legitimacy for an extended period, recognizing what his NFL success represents versus pure track speed. Hill won the 100-meter dash with a time of 10.15 seconds against highly ranked professionals including Batio, David Dunlap, and Ismael Kone, raising fundamental questions about athletic versatility. Who exactly dominates both NFL competition and professional track racing? The organization wants to ensure fans understand that football speed translates to track excellence through deliberate training and superior natural ability. The competitive situation provides crucial context because Hill's victory cannot be viewed as a simple exhibition race or a friendly competition against inferior athletes. Hill serves as a 31-year-old NFL player competing against dedicated professional sprinters who train year-round for track competition, implementing explosive starting ability alongside sustained top-end speed that few athletes possess across multiple sports. The receiver designed his approach to encompass rocket-like block clearance, quick turnover mechanics, and smooth transition from drive phase to maximum velocity that professional track athletes struggle to match. Hill recently revealed his competitive dominance in a particularly significant race performance that exposed his systematic superiority. Despite going up against actual pros, he still came away with a win, taking down the likes of Batio, David Dunlap, and Ismael Kone. 3 solid sprinters with very impressive personal bests. This comprehensive victory exposes Hill's systematic advantages. Combine NFL training methods with track technique, maintain peak physical condition year-round, and execute flawless racing strategy to justify professional sprinter destruction, ultimately demonstrating that elite football speed represents the highest level of athletic performance across all sprinting disciplines. The technical analysis reveals Hill's exceptional capabilities that extend beyond his 100-meter success to potential dominance across multiple sprint distances. Hill's 60-meter personal record stands at 6.64 seconds from 2014, achieved while competing for Oklahoma State in football and representing dual sport athletic excellence that few athletes can maintain successfully. The prediction modeling demonstrates Hill's ceiling for continued improvement despite his age and sport focus. Based on his new 100-meter time of 10.15 seconds, Hill's expected 60-meter performance falls between 6.39 and 6.69 seconds, with the most likely expectation around 6.54 seconds. This projection would place him just outside the top 20 in 2025 world rankings, representing phenomenal achievement for a football player. The Noah Lyles confrontation creates the ultimate test of Hill's sprinting credentials against the world's fastest human. Noah Lyles holds a personal best of 6.34 seconds in the 60 meters and 9.79 seconds in the 100 meters, establishing him as the 2024 Olympic champion and current world standard for sprinting excellence. The race cancellation drama reveals Lyles' apparent fear of facing Hill's improved speed and competitive confidence. Lyles canceled their proposed race due to personal reasons after initially agreeing to compete, explaining, "We were very deep into creating the event. In fact, it was supposed to happen this weekend. Unfortunately, there were some things, complications, personal reasons that it just didn't come to pass." The promotional plans demonstrate the massive scale planned for their showdown. "We were going to have a big event. We were going to shut down New York Times Square and everything. We were going to have all the billboards for the event. It was going to be a lot of fun," Lyles revealed, showing the international attention their competition would have generated. Hill's social media response reveals his complete confidence and psychological dominance over the Olympic champion. Hill posted the Homer Simpson meme showing the beloved character disappearing into bushes alongside the caption, "Lyles, after seeing me race last weekend." This brutal mockery demonstrates Hill's belief that his 10:15 performance intimidated the world champion. The additional taunting shows Hill's systematic psychological warfare against Lyles and the track community. Hill posted pictures of himself on a track with a sign reading, "Noah could never," and included the comment, "I was right," in his caption, demonstrating complete confidence in his sprinting superiority. The age factor makes Hill's performance exponentially more impressive given the physical demands of elite sprinting. At 31 years old, Hill achieved this time after not competing in track for 13 years. While most professional sprinters peak in their early to mid-20s and require continuous competition to maintain world-class speed. The multi-sport excellence demonstrates Hill's exceptional athletic versatility that transcends traditional sport boundaries. Hill maintains NFL superstar status while achieving professional track performance levels, representing rare athletic achievement that few competitors can replicate across different disciplines. The block starting analysis reveals Hill's superior technical execution despite limited recent track experience. He really does get out of the blocks like a rocket. His reaction time, his quick turnover, and his transition from his drive phase to his top speed is pretty solid. Expert analysis confirmed, demonstrating natural sprinting talent enhanced by NFL training methods. The professional sprinter defeat creates unprecedented crossover athletic achievement. No track runner wants to be walked by a football player. That's something that no sprinter wants on their resume. Yet Hill accomplished exactly this feat against legitimate professional competition. The historical context shows Hill's consistent sprinting excellence across multiple decades and competitive levels. His 6.64-second 60-meter time from 2014 was fast enough to place second in the Indoor Big 12 Championships, demonstrating sustained elite performance throughout his athletic career. The prediction accuracy validates Hill's training methods and competitive preparation. Initial expectations placed Hill closer to 10.25 or 10.30 seconds, but his 10.15 performance exceeded expert predictions, suggesting continued improvement potential and underestimated athletic capabilities. The legal complications create additional context for Hill's athletic focus and competitive motivation. Hill faces multiple legal challenges, including divorce proceedings and assault allegations, yet maintains peak physical condition and competitive excellence despite personal distractions. The NFL implications demonstrate Hill's exceptional physical conditioning and professional dedication. Hill underwent multiple surgeries this offseason to correct wrist injuries while maintaining world-class sprinting speed, showing remarkable athletic resilience and training commitment. The future competition potential creates mounting pressure for Lyles to eventually face Hill's challenge or accept permanent questions about his competitive courage. Hill's systematic improvement and Lyles' race cancellation establish psychological advantage that could affect future competitive opportunities. The distance strategy analysis suggests Hill's optimal competitive advantage occurs over shorter distances. The proposed 60-meter race distance favors Hill's explosive starting ability while minimizing Lyles' sustained speed advantages, creating strategic positioning for potential victory. The athletic legacy implications extend beyond individual competitive success to broader questions about sport-specific versus general athletic excellence. Hill's crossover dominance suggests that elite NFL training and competition may produce superior athletes compared to sport-specific track development. The intimidation factor demonstrates Hill's psychological impact on elite track competitors, who now must acknowledge his legitimate sprinting credentials and potential for continued improvement despite advanced athletic age and primary sport focus.
Saratsky finishing very, very quickly, as he often does, but Wanyondi's going to take it. Look at the time, 1:41.95. No, here goes Kenny, away and gone. Kenny wins it, 1993.
What if I told you that in 2025, an athlete isn't just setting the pace, but dominating the entire sprint spectrum, the 100, 200, and 300 meters, and posting speeds so jaw-dropping they challenge everything we thought possible? Stick around, because what you're about to see could redefine track and field history. There are exactly 87 days left until the 2025 World Track and Field Championships, and this season has already been downright sensational. On the men's side, Kenny Benarich has torn through the Grand Slams with ruthless consistency. Emmanuel Wayani shattered expectations by running under 1:42 in the 800 meters. Nico Young rewrote the outdoor American record in the 5,000. Anders Almgren delivered a solo European record blitz in the 5K at Stockholm's Diamond League. To top it off, Mondo Duplantis continued his vaulting reign, clearing 6.28 meters like it was nothing. And while every performance sparks headlines, one athlete is emerging as the undeniable centerpiece of 2025, and her dominance is downright terrifying.
All right, I'm here with Nico Young, who's just run 12:45, number 2 US all-time. How are you feeling after that one?
I feel really good after that. That was an incredible race.
It's your first Diamond League, right?
Yes.
It's going to set the expectations.
28, Mondo Duplantis. Oh, he's got it! First time, there you are!
Julien Alfred, that name will soon define the season. At the Tom Jones Invitational in Gainesville, Florida, she showed up not just as an Olympic champion, but as an outright threat in the women's 200. Then she went to war on that curve and obliterated the field in 21.88 seconds. That 0.46-second lead over world-class competitors wasn't an upset. It was a statement, the kind of gap that says you weren't just faster, you were in another dimension.
In lane number 6, that's Julien Alfred of Puma, 21:88 as the world's fastest time.
Her way of running told the deeper story. She detonated off the blocks like a rocket, tore through the bend, and then, when most sprinters would ease off, she increased her tempo. She unlocked a second wind others could only dream of. And by the time she hit the straight, it wasn't a race. It was a showcase of pure, unapologetic power. Fast forward to Stockholm's Diamond League, and Alfred lines up in the women's 100 meters against elites like Dina Asher-Smith. The gun goes, and she races not just to win, but to dominate. She stops the clock at 10.75 seconds, crossing the finish nearly 2/10 ahead of the field. In sprinting, 2/10 is eternity. Her 60-meter split of 6.91 seconds alone was enough to shake up the best of all time. But what raised every eyebrow was the split between 80 and 90 meters, a staggering 0.86 seconds. If accurate, she hit an astonishing 11.62 meters per second, or nearly 42 kilometers per hour. That's the fastest top speed ever recorded by a woman.
Look at Julien Alfred, Dina Asher-Smith trying to chase her, but it's the Olympic champion who comes away to take the win, 10.75! That's quick! Asher-Smith gets second place.
Many analysts argue it's a measurement glitch because conventional sprint mechanics don't align with acceleration deep into the straightaway. Yet the pure visual confirmed the data. She wasn't slowing down. She was pulling away with ease. Alfred's form stayed perfect, her lungs efficient, her legs still churning, and her lead only grew. Then came April 5th in Miramar, Florida, where she took on the elusive 300 meters, a distance she rarely covers. She didn't just compete, she stood atop the podium clocking 36.05 seconds and beating elite 400 sprinters like Charisse Jackson. That time ranks second worldwide this year, in a race outside Alfred's usual domain. From her explosive start through her powerful last stride, she demonstrated not just speed, but stamina, resilience, and pacing intelligence. Let's look at the broader picture. Her personal best in the 100 meters is already an astonishing 10.72, achieved under wet, headwind conditions at the Paris Olympics. An extraordinary feat, given that better weather conditions typically help shave fractions of a second. Her 200-meter time of 21.88 remains the fastest in the world this season. Indoors, she's the second fastest woman ever over 60 meters. And she's closing in on sub-22 seconds in the 200 indoors, a mark only one athlete in history has ever achieved. These aren't flashes. They're snapshots of consistency and elite-level performance across sprint distances.
More than 2 decades ago, these incredible women were just 8 little girls daring to dream.
Now, the million-dollar question: could she challenge Florence Griffith Joyner's 10.49 seconds? FloJo's record has stood unbroken since 1988, nearly 37 years. It's the Everest of women's sprinting, a time that seems untouchable. Yet Alfred is accelerating toward it faster than anyone else has in decades. She's already shattered the 10.70 barrier. Now, sub 10.60 is clearly within reach. And if everything aligns, perfect wind, track, race execution, 10.50 seconds becomes plausible. That's not hype, it's strategy, assets, and timing converging.
It's Griffith Joyner blowing away the field in a 10.49. Wind aided 10.49.
The blueprint for breaking that world record is simple on paper. Explosive start, locked-in mid-race form, a savage final 20 meters, tension-free technique, and a fast track under cool, slightly tailing conditions. Add to that stadium roar, rival competition pushing the pace, and peak physical health. And suddenly, history is whispering her name. Let's place her among legends. FloJo sits supreme at 10.49. The next names on the board: Carmelita Jeter at 10.64, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price at 10.70. Alfred clocks in at 10.72, fifth faster ever, set on a wet track against headwind resistance. Just a few splits better and she jumps to second all time, or maybe even challenges the top record. Across the board in 2025, Alfred remains undefeated. 100, 200, 300, no one has beat her. That kind of dominance isn't luck. It's preparation, muscle memory, mental composure, and precision execution. Each race becomes feedback for the next, a chance to fine-tune starts, stride frequency, breathing rhythm. That's how records are dismantled, broken down, rebuilt stronger, run faster. As we head toward the World Championships, watch closely. She will likely run both 100 and 200 meters. Every race is a challenge. Can she stay sharp and deliver again? Will her times drop again? Can she manage the pressure of the world's gaze? The difference between winning and record-breaking often comes down to how clean and tactical the race is. She's done that across 3 races already this year. We've seen these moments before: Bolt's 9.58 in 2009, FloJo's 10.49 in 1988. These weren't just races, they were seismic shifts, markers of eras. Alfred is building a season that demands comparison. If she goes sub 10.60, we won't just call her fast, we'll call her legendary. And if she challenges 10.50 or better, then another sprinting dynasty begins. But it's not just about records, it's about what her presence represents. Track needs eras, not just standout performances. Bolt redefined men's sprint standards. FloJo reintroduced speed with soul. Alfred blends both: science-backed speed, mental calm, explosive force, and cross-distance heart. Her success would inspire emerging athletes, raise the bar for training, and reframe how we view female sprint potential. So here's what to look for in the coming weeks. Study her starts and previews and indoor meets. Watch her mid-race rhythm on Diamond League replays. Look at her post-race interviews. Does she sound focused, hungry, calm? Every hint reveals the shape of her mindset. And on the biggest race day of them all, check wind conditions, track type, her lane. Every variable matters in pursuit of greatness. At 87 days out, the countdown becomes real. Imagine the line, stadium lights, global broadcast, track pristine, and Julien Alfred standing tall. The gun fires, time begins. 3 explosive seconds later, flush of speed, stride, perfection, acceleration, maintained.